right, Mo, now it's serious. Now it got serious. Lost items that you need back.
Yeah, I think that the spirit of the Atlanta Braves and the Atlanta Braves fans are sending me a very clear message, and maybe it's time for me to actually start taking it seriously. And this is because me being a New Yorker, I have been a lifelong New York Yankees fan, and I wear Yankees hats as if like it's truly a part of my uniform. As much as I wear them, I should get a ring whenever the Yankees win a World Series. So obviously,
it's such a baseball cliche. It's time to move on from the Yankees.
Why?
I mean, because they're spending $250 million or $400 million every year. It's easy to be a Yankees fan. Braves fans are right here. You're wrong.
Well, now, I would normally agree, but I'm actually from New York. For people who are not New Yorkers and are Yankee fans, that's exactly how I feel. But I really did grow up going to Yankees games, so it's just a part of me that has been very difficult to let go.
Yeah, when I wear the hat, it's just because I think it's a fun fashion icon. I think it's just fashionable.
It is the number one hat. I can tell you when I travel internationally, it angers me how many Yankee hats I see.
You see them all the time.
All the time. All different colors, shapes, sizes, all Yankees. I don't even think most of the people that I travel, most of the countries I go to, really know anything about the Yankees.
They don't. 80% of the time, if you see somebody in a Yankee hat, it's just a fashion statement, like Abby said. So I remember when I went to my first Braves game, they told me I couldn't wear the Yankee hat. Like, you can't do that. This is Atlanta. We the Braves town. You can't do that. I respected that. I did. Enough to not wear my Yankees hat, but I didn't wear a Braves hat. And I refused to. And I think that there's been a spirit haunting me ever since. I really do. So
the spirit of Braves country is haunting you?
Yes, because for some odd reason, I cannot go out with a Yankees hat and actually return home with it still on me. And this is now the third time this has happened. I went out once with Bert, and I didn't realize that I'd left my hat in one of the places. And by the time I realized it was gone, I never got that hat back. So I had to replace it. And I buy like the authentic Yankee hats because it's my thing. So they're not cheap. The second time I went out with a friend of mine, we ended up going to the gym first, and I didn't want to sweat in my hat, so I put my hat down, lost my hat, came back, somebody had stole it, it was gone. Now, this time I go out, this is this weekend, and I have a hat on, and we go to this place, and I've never heard of this rule or seen anything like this. It was new. But he said you can't wear hats. Fine. I get that. A lot of places won't allow you to wear hats. But most of the time, they'll let you put it in your pants, or you got to take it back to wherever you came from, whatever. We could not go back to the car. It was a long thing. So the guy opens up his jacket, like he has on a jacket, and he's like, you got two options, bro. You either got to put the hat over there for free.
I love it.
And I'm not watching it. Whatever happens to it, happens to it. Or I can hold it right here. And he has like 2 or 3 hats where I guess someone is giving him their hats to hold. And he like tightens them on his belt buckle, and he holds your hat for the night. So I'm looking at this, and I'm like, all right, am I really going to give this guy my hat to hold? And I asked him, how much is it? He tells me $30.
What?
$30 to hold your hat all night.
You think if it was a Braves hat, it would have been $5?
Maybe. I was wondering that because a couple of those hats that he was holding, I know hats really well. Those hats are not $30. So in my mind, I'm like, why would you pay the guy $30 to hold a $15 hat? My hat is a little more than $30, but to me, it wasn't worth paying the I'm like, bro, for that, I'll just get a new one. So he's like, well, you put it over there, bro. Do what you want to do. You put it over there in the corner. So I'm like, what do I do? My guys are like, the hat will be there. Don't worry about it. So I put the hat over there in the corner with like 4 other hats, and the other hats were Brave hats. But I'm thinking like, it's a line of hats. My hat will be fine. The night goes by. We come out. First, I go right past it and completely forget my hat is there. Then we get to the car. I have to walk all the way back now. So I walk all the way back. Of all of the hats that were there, the 4 hats lined up, 3 of them Braves hats, 1 is my Yankee hat. My Yankee hat is gone.
Oh, no.
All the other hats is perfectly, exactly how they were left. And the guy is looking at me like, I told you to let me hold it. $30, it was gone. So I think that was a clear message from the spirit of the Braves.
Yeah.
Because all 3 Braves hats was sitting there perfectly fine that I have to stop wearing my Yankee hat proudly around town.
I don't think it was the spirit of the Braves hat. I think that guy sabotaged you. So next time he approached you and said, you want $30 or you want to give me $30 to hold your hat, you'd be like, I know what happened last time. It's just good business.
He purposely made my hat disappear.
This is capitalism. I think you have some wiggle room here, though. Okay?
Okay.
So even though the Yankees can be... Atlanta is a transient city, man. You got so many people here from other cities that what happens is the Braves become their adopted second team. And I think unless you're a hardcore Braves fan that grew up in Atlanta, it's kind of acceptable, right? I can't do it because my team, the Padres, which suck, are a National League team also. So there's a conflict of interest there if I put Braves gear on, even though they really are my second favorite team. You, as a Yankee fan, can get away with both because the Braves are a National League team. So you could say my dudes are in the American League, and while I'm here at home, I can be a Braves fan.
You're not wrong, but it's my family, man. If they see that and I go home and they saw me in that Braves gear, I will never hear the end of that. That is what has scared me from doing it. It's my family. They are diehard Yankee fans. They don't play that.
It's time, Mo.
It is time, especially this season, because outside of the Dodgers, the Braves are favored to play in the National League or in the World Series as the National League represent. They are so stacked this year, dude. If you're going to make the transition, this is the year.
And if you do it and they do really, really well, you can say it was you.
And
That's right.
And technically, when I raced the freeze and got my ass kicked, but that's not the point. The Braves invited me to run on their field. The Yankees never
do that?
Right? Yeah. We might be onto something here. All right, I'll think about it.
The Bert Show.